Scorpio. Oh, so good to talk to you. I love you. You're very important to me. Let's see. It's February. Shit. Yes. Great. Ace of Wands in reverse. Ooh. Ten of Swords. Father of Swords in reverse. Son of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. Son of Swords in reverse. Ah. High Priestess. And the World. There is literally so much going on for you, Scorpio. Damn. Well, I like to start with the bad cards and then move my way toward the happy ending. And this is the happy ending card. So, great. I think... So, yeah, like I said, let's start at the beginning with this, which is, the stuff we'd wish we didn't have to be dealing with, but we're, somehow still dealing with it. Oh my god. This is the end of old cycles. This is the end of bullshit. This is the end of stuff that needed to end a long ass time ago. It's not as bad as the Three of Swords because you're not living in the pain. It's kind of like post-surgery where you're healing, and yes, there's pain, but it's like the pain is leading towards something much better, something much more stable, something much more, like a life that's more sustainable. And also kind of I've had these moments where my anxiety got so bad that I just started crying, kind of all in my mind, right? Not influenced by external events, but just the mounting pressure. This is kind of after you have that big cry of all the mounting pressure. It's you're still maybe worried about some of the same things, but just the edge has been taken off because you've purged it. So I keep going on and on about this Ten of Swords, but I guess I just feel starting in February, I wonder if this is catching us off guard a little bit because we have this Ace of Wands in reverse. And so I think it's maybe we kind of thought we were past some of this, or we find ourselves maybe slightly repeating old versions of ourselves that we thought we were done with. And I've certainly been having this come up for me. So it's when that happens, you end up feeling oh man, I thought I was a Zen master by now. I thought I was totally healed. It's kind of if you are healing from injury and you had all these expectations about how quick the recovery process was going to be. You're I've got this. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my new life. And then all of a sudden things start to slow down, and it's it's a little bit harder than you thought it was going to be. It's taking longer than you thought it might. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels really just you, Scorpio, really want to be done with this old bullshit, but you're kind of still integrating a little bit of the healing process. And so it's not that there isn't creative positive new energy and vibes and good flows and healing in your orbit. It's just that you might be wanting to rush a little bit towards this world, and I think all of this is just kind of saying slow down because you did go through a lot back there. You went through a lot, so it's okay to take your time and process all of that and to kind of make peace on an even deeper level. Because if you're oh, okay, I made peace with that, forgave that person, ready to go, ready to live my best life, it's kind of it just feels there's a slight inauthenticity to that, which is just about wanting kind of to be free of it. But to be truly free of it, it's beginning of February. Just sit with it, whatever it is. So this could be an ex-boyfriend, this could be old trauma, this could be old patterns, this could be literal surgery, whatever it is. It's kind of like that is the vibe for the beginning of February, and I talked about it for 5 minutes. So, super important. I guess also just because, like, I got all these court cards in reverse, and the court cards are generally, I guess, just like people who are kind of like influencing your life sometimes, or sometimes they're you. So, I mean, to talk about, we got these two swords, first of all. So that's like mental air energy. We have the Son of Swords and the Father of Swords in reverse. So I kind of feel like with this energy, this could be, don't, I mean, who knows? Whatever. Typically, it could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, but it isn't necessarily. But it's just like these people in your lives. Maybe one is kind of like more of a, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not great with the court cards. I guess the point is just this might be like past energy of like, say, that ex that we were talking about earlier, maybe that you're dealing with, or this could be people that you're like wanting to connect with, and they're just kind of either like not available emotionally or physically or time wise for some reason. So just feeling kind of like a distance in regard to like connection. And I feel like that could be spurring some of that Ten of Swords energy, which is just kind of like, why does it gotta be like this? Is sort of what I'm hearing. It's like, we could just be having these great conversations, but why is there this like tension? Why is there this block? And then with the Son of Pentacles, absolutely, this just feels like an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, who, like, they're showing up in your life, but they're not showing up fully for you. And that's just kind of what it feels like. It's like there's like all these, like, these might be love interests, might be like collaborators, might be like potential new friends, like whoever these people are. It's like there's like some air and a little bit of earth, and it just feels like they're kind of like there but not there at the same time. Like there's just something happening, but there's also just like kind of this hangman, which is like a pause. It's like everyone's waiting. Everyone's like not sure how to move forward, how to proceed, especially since maybe you're kind of like in that grieving, like you're in that like slow down in your recovery process. And like, so all of February for you, Scorpio, really feels like it's asking you to slow down a lot more than you think you should, or think that you need to, or think that you're even allowed to. Like, doing that, I think, is super key. Honestly, I do. And Sarah Verba, who I watch, she basically said the same thing. And I'm not saying this because I'm copying her. I'm saying this because it's like legit the vibes for you, Scorpio, with like the cards I pulled for you and the messages I'm getting. It's like, yeah, this is really about slowing the fuck down. I know it can be fun to go fast and like you want to get to the happy ending, but you're going to get to the happy ending. The way you'll best get to the happy ending and hang on to the happy ending that is coming your way is to really slow down and like allow that calm stillness to help you engage with your intuition about how to proceed, about how to kind of like navigate all of these huge ass changes that are happening for you. Because you really are moving towards like your best life, but like moving towards your best life is such a huge leveling up that I think you're really being asked to like be kind of meticulous and patient and deliberate, like disciplined, all of those words, in the regard of sitting with what it takes to put in the work and to try to do a good job and to be patient and slow with it. Like, you can't rush art. That's basically what I'm saying. You can't rush art. Art, like, okay, because, like, here's the thing I'm gonna say. We're so taught that, like, other people have power over us, but when we're really sharing our gifts with the world or just like being our authentic selves, that happens on its own timeline. That's kind of out of our own control. It's this very intuitive process with the high priestess, it's kind of happening on its own, and it's kind of like this ebb and flow, and it's about the relationship with yourself. And so that's why it is so important to just be kind of like quiet and meditative with yourself and allow yourself rest and to not push yourself and to not be abusive to yourself, because that is where this will continue to like flow in. It's like you're just a channel really for divine energy, and the more you can kind of just like be available for the channel to like wrap its energy around you and guide you, then the quicker you'll reach the world. So it's like slowing down, which feels like going slower, is actually moving you there quicker. It's kind of this paradox, because it's just the energy of forcing and rushing and like controlling is actually like strangling you. And so the more you can kind of like do less or do things like not on time or be late to things, it's kind of actually to your benefit in a way, because you're tuning into this. The high priestess, who knows? She knows the real deadlines. She knows when things are actually due. She knows what how to do it all, and she does it effortlessly because she's not like she's trusting in the divine basically and trusting in her own intuitive guidance. And that again is what leads her, you or him, her or him, you, they, to the world. The world is your oyster. The world is literally the fucking dream come true. Like, the actual dream. Like, I can't believe this is really happening, but this is my life now. I manifested it. And I'm happy. Getting everything I ever wanted was a good thing. I did enjoy it. That's what you're building towards. But all of it, again, comes from this high priestess, which is about her guiding you. Let yourself guide the way. Okay, we'll say that. Alright, Scorpio. I love you, and I will see you again in February. Bye!